guys, Chicano Dad here. Thanks for tuning in. Now today we're going to be cooking up some fajitas. Now I know you know what fajitas are. Maybe you make them at home. You can order them at your favorite restaurant as well. But I don't know if you know what an alambre is. Not a wire. No, not a wire. But an alambre is basically fajita stepped up. And in Mexico, the DF, they sell these everywhere. But sadly here in the US, we don't see them very much. And actually me and my wife had a little Mexican food place in Uruguay, a little country below Brazil in South America, and there was no Mexican food whatsoever. We could not find a tortilla anywhere. It was actually pretty sad. And the people watched nothing but Mexican TV, so they wanted to try our food. And me and my wife actually ended up selling Mexican food, and we did amazing. And our number one seller was these alambres. These alambres are so much flavor in one bite. And we would sell, I'm not kidding you, I don't even know, like hundreds per night. People would just come in and order 2, 3, 4, and they would just go crazy for them. So today I'm going to show you how to make that alambre. So all you need is 5 simple ingredients. And here you have carne asada. This carne asada I had left over from a carne asada we had, and I just cut it up into pieces as you see here. And I have green peppers. I use probably about 1/4 of a big green pepper. I have 1/4 of a large onion that I cut up. I have about 4 pieces of bacon that I used, and 1 potato that I fried in the bacon fat that was left over. So you know they're gonna be good. Now what I did is put a little bit of oil all throughout the griddle, get it nice and warm, and then you start adding your ingredients. First you want to add the onions as they take a little bit longer to cook. Now you cook the onions for about 2 or 3 minutes. Once you see that the onions started to caramelize, you put the green peppers in. Now I don't like them too well done. I like a little bit of crispiness to them, so I don't let them go on for too long. But another 2 minutes for the green peppers. So as you can see, it's basically the start of making fajitas. And I actually forgot to add a very important ingredient. It's queso Oaxaca, and this will actually be sold anywhere that they sell queso fresco. The bacon should already be done. I fried this up. Like I said, it was about 4 pieces of bacon that I did. And that'll just finish up nicely along with the peppers. And the meat should also be done as well. Now in Uruguay, I would actually cook the meat on a place called an asado, which is basically cooking with nothing but brasa, and it would come out amazing. It was slow cooked. I would marinate it for 24 hours. Here you can find it everywhere, so you can just actually go to somewhere that sells carne asada and you can just buy some and then actually cook it up on the pan and then make it like this. Or you can, you know, after a barbecue you have leftovers that you have a carne asada. Look how nicely that's coming together. So I do have to tell you that the method I'm showing you now is to make it with leftover carne asada. So you have leftover carne asada, it's something good that you can make with it. But if you want to make it the best possible recipe, you actually go all out and grill that meat first on the grill, very lightly to medium rare, and that will give you the best flavor. So you cook it medium rare on the grill or inside if you want to as well. You can do that on a pan, but don't finish the meat. Cook it to medium rare, and then you take it off, let it sit there for about 5 minutes, and you'll start seeing all the juices that are released from that meat. And I'll save those because that juice in that meat is going to be the best version of this recipe. So when you finish it, all those flavors will come together and give you an even better flavor. So what I would do is I wouldn't start off with cooked bacon. I would actually cut up the bacon, cook the onions, the green peppers, get that going, throw the bacon on, and then start cooking that together. And then once that gets going for about 2 or 3 minutes, then I would add that meat that's almost done. So it's not gonna take a long time, but you finish that meat with those ingredients and that will give you the best possible flavor ever, trust me. If you wanna go all out, take the time to do those extra steps and that will be a better version of this recipe. This is for about 2 people. Me and my wife are gonna eat this. And I used about, I think 4 or 5 slices of the carne asada to make this amount. And since all the ingredients are pretty much already cooked, it doesn't take very long to put together. The last thing that you will add is the potatoes, and the potatoes are done as well. I don't do them all the way completely. I let them to finish up once I add them here to the griddle. So then you just mix those in nicely as well. You can also add ham. A lot of places in Mexico actually do ham as well, but you could do that instead of the bacon if you don't want it to stop your heart. Or you can add it also, and it'll be even better. So it's been about 5 minutes and you can see that it's blended very well together. And depending on how you like it, you can let it go a little bit longer or a little bit less. But now it's time to add the cheese on top. And you just throw that over, try to cover as much as you can. And it'll start to melt and just look so good. For the entire process I use 350 for the degree of heat, but for the melting process I turn it down to 250 just so that it doesn't burn on me. So that's coming along very nicely. You can put more cheese. I mean, you can cover every single inch if you want. And I feel I should warn you, this could stop your heart a little bit. I didn't say it was a healthy meal. But hey, if you're gonna eat this, just don't eat it every day. About 3 or 4 times a week is enough. You could also cover it with aluminum foil to help it melt a little bit faster. You could also use mozzarella. If you don't have queso Oaxaca or you don't want to go to the store and buy some, but you already have some mozzarella cheese, that will work as well. Because in Uruguay, there was no queso Oaxaca. We had to use mozzarella. That was the only cheese that we could find, and it still tastes amazing. And here you go, guys. Now when you plate it, just try to grab it from the bottom and then just slide it off onto the plate so the cheese doesn't get ruined. And now that smells amazing. Now obviously you can put some of your salsa on top of here, pico de gallo, guacamole, anything you want on top, and you eat it with some tortillas on the side, whether it's flour or corn, and this thing will fill you up so nice and you'll probably want to pass out afterwards. So much memories. Now I'm gonna sit here and enjoy this, but don't forget to teach your kids about Swiss Miss hot chocolate, but also about abuelita. Teach your kids about donuts, but also about conchas.